On DSTV channel 277, on Facebook and YouTube and Metro TV Ghana, on X and on Instagram at Metro TV GH. Also on TikTok with every single bite from our shows here on Metro TV can be found there. So in case you missed one of our shows and you need a particular bite that actually arouse your interest, go on TikTok at Metro TV Ghana, search for the video, like, comment, share, and let's have a conversation. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bright, Nana Kwesi Aminin. We have some quite interesting conversations coming here this afternoon. But until we do that, my colleague Nana Kwesi Kwetia is on standby. He's looking good in his new reading glasses, standing by the latest stories from around the country. Kwesi?
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Glasses will come on when it's time for the glasses to be on.
I'm loving the glasses on your face, though.
I know, but definitely I'm going to put those glasses on for you to see me. All right, so let's move on now to the top stories for this afternoon. Senior Staff Association of University of Ghana and other labor unions begin indefinite strike in protest against the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's unilateral decision to alter their conditions of service on paid salaries and allowances. President John Dramani Mahama has positioned Africa as the center of future economic opportunity, emphasizing the continent's fast-growing market and strategic investment potential as key drivers of 21st century prosperity at the World Government Summit 2026. Also coming up, the New Patriotic Party is still making headlines after its presidential primaries. This time, embattled Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Entwibusiako, also known as Chairman Buntumi, has formally declared his intention to contest the party's national chairmanship position. You will hear more from this and many more coming up. Welcome back, and these are the details. As global leaders gather at the World Government Summit 2026, President John Dramani Mahama has positioned Africa at the center of future economic opportunity, emphasizing the continent's fast-growing market and strategic investment potential as key drivers of 21st century prosperity. Addressing the high-level forum under the theme Shaping Future Government, Mahama urged government, investors and development partners to look beyond traditional narratives of aid and dependency toward mutually beneficial economic partnership.
Global capital does not chase isolated projects. It invests in platforms. What the Global Africa Investment Summit offers is precisely that: well-structured, scalable investment platforms across minerals, energy, infrastructure, trade, and logistics. Africa already has the assets. What we're building now is the architecture that allows those assets to speak the language of global capital. This shift from aid and debt dependence to asset-driven growth will enable African economies to attract long-term capital without unsustainable increases in our public debt. It will also anchor our development in ownership, productivity, and resilience. As a champion of the AU champion of the African financial institutions, I'm encouraged that this summit will provide a transparent, collaborative space for engaging global investors. Political leadership will offer stability and confidence, while professional asset restructuring will ensure fair returns for investors and tangible benefits for our people. Through the Global Africa Investment Summit, Africa decisively moves from an aid-driven narrative to an investment-driven future, from dependency to ownership. Africa needs robust ecosystems for asset restructuring, risk mitigation, and deal-making. And so this summit is a game changer, one that can unlock the full value of Africa's sovereign assets. Ghana fully supports this initiative. And so together, let us reset the narrative. Let us mobilize global capital, and let us unlock Africa's vast potential for Africa and for the world.
Away from that, let us now move on to education, as the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana, together with other labor unions, has announced an indefinite strike with immediate effect. According to Haruna Rafiq, chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the Universities of Ghana, the action is in protest against the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's unilateral decision to alter their conditions of service, as well as the government's failure to pay outstanding salary and allowance arrears.
The unions at the press conference contended that the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's decision to alter their conditions of service constituted a breach of trust and a violation of the agreement signed in 2021. This, among several other issues, were the reason for their decision to embark on the strike action. Haruna Rafiq is the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana.
We were surprised that when we went back with our new proposals for the conditions of service, we were told that we were going to be paid calling allowance. And the rates for calling allowance, we all know, is very, very low as compared to that of overtime. We are not forcing ourselves to do overtime, but our conditions of service is very clear that if you do overtime, the compensation for overtime work is overtime allowance and not calling allowance, which is a lower figure. Now, the second proposal that wins, we were still in the middle of the discussions, and then we declared a stalemate because Fair Wages and Salaries Commission had taken an entrenched position that they were going ahead to apply calling allowance. So we were surprised. So the stalemate was declared, and we went to the National Labour Commission. This matter that we are dealing with today is still before the National Labour Commission. And at the National Labour Commission, both government side and unions have represented over the period, and no decision has been taken as far as overtime and other issues are concerned.
He therefore went on to declare the strike action.
On these notes, and on the points raised earlier, and in my capacity as the chairman, University of Ghana Polytechnic Local, authorized by my national chairman, Mr. George Anso, I hereby declare an indefinite strike action, and this action is without any exemption. All senior staff in all categories are involved.
Let's turn our attention now to the scholarship scandal, as the presidency has directed the National Investigation Bureau, NIB, to immediately commence investigations into allegations of impropriety in the award of overseas scholarships. The directive follows claims made during a radio discussion on Sompa 106.5 FM, where panelist and former Chief Executive Officer of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program alleged that an individual paid money to secure a scholarship to pursue studies abroad.
The radio discussion, which was conducted in Chi, has since gained wide public attention and circulation. After reviewing the content of the program, the president described the allegation as serious and of grave public concern, particularly against the backdrop of government's commitment to transparency, integrity, and equal access to educational opportunities for all qualified citizens. In response, the president has directed the National Investigation Bureau to immediately investigate the allegation, establish its factual basis, identify any persons who may be involved, and determine the truth or otherwise of the claims made. The Bureau has further been tasked to submit its findings to the President for consideration and any appropriate action that may arise from the outcome of the investigations. The directive, signed by the Secretary to the President, Callistus Mahama, underscores government's resolve to protecting the integrity of public scholarship schemes and ensure fairness in the administration of educational opportunities.
It's now time to look at politics, and Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Antwi Bosiaku, also known as Chairman Wontumi, has formally declared his intention to contest the party's national chairmanship, signaling the start of what is expected to be a closely watched internal race. There's more in the following report.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Antwi Bosiaku, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has officially declared his intention to contest the position of national chairman of the party. In a statement dated February 4, 2026, Chairman Wontemi said his decision followed extensive consultations with party elders and the youth, describing the move as part of efforts to strengthen, rebuild, and unify the party as what he called a critical moment in its history. He noted that the NPP requires steady and principled leadership to overcome recent challenges and restore confidence among its members, while positioning the party for victory in the 2028 general elections. Chairman Wontemi emphasized the need for courageous and decisive leadership, saying the path ahead would demand vision, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. He described himself as a grassroots-focused leader who values every member of the party from senior members to the youth and pledged to work towards greater unity and stronger party organization.
And still on politics, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has rallied strongly behind former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia following his emphatic victory in the New Patriotic Party's presidential primaries, signaling a renewed push for unity as the party prepares for the 2028 general elections. The visit, led by the minority leadership, came just days after Dr. Bawumia secured a landslide mandate from delegates across the country, defeating 4 other contenders in one of the most competitive internal contests the party has held in recent years.
Dr. Bawumia emerged as the clear winner of the January 31, 2026 presidential primaries with an overwhelming endorsement from party delegates. In a symbolic gesture of solidarity, minority members of parliament stormed Dr. Bawumia's residence to formally congratulate him and assure him of their readiness to work closely with his leadership. The visit was widely interpreted as an important step toward healing internal cracks that surfaced during the primaries, where some members of parliament were perceived to have aligned with different aspirants, including Kennedy Ejapong. Despite the divisions that often accompany such internal election, the caucus's presence sent a strong message that the parliamentary wing of the party is prepared to unite behind the chosen candidate. Addressing the members of parliament, Dr. Bawumia struck a reconciliatory tone, stating that he had forgiven those who spoke against him during the campaign period and was focused solely on victory for the party. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who led the delegation, reaffirmed the caucus's loyalty to the new flag bearer and pledged regular engagement with his office for strategic direction.
Away from that, stakeholders in environmental conservation have identified rapid urbanization, poor public attitudes, and weak enforcement of environmental laws by state actors as factors exacerbating degradation of wetlands in the country. They have called for updated wetlands management plan that reflect fair, responsible, protective, and urgent action. There's more in the following report by Abdul Basit Suleiman.
Ghana is home to a rich diversity of plants, animals, and ecosystems that play a crucial role in the country's environmental and economic well-being, from its fertile forests to its vibrant wetlands and savanna. However, this wealth of natural resources is increasingly under threat due to climate change and human activities. Joining the rest of the world to mark World Wetlands Day, Ashanti Regional Manager of the Water Resources Commission of the PRA Basin, Dr. Abinadu Fie-Redu, emphasized the importance of reinforcing environmental regulations and adopting a more community-based approach to conservation.
I will advise that these wetlands should be left intact. They shouldn't be sold to developers or other people. They were left in the planning process for a purpose, because they serve a very important role in our environment. So these areas do not need to be sold to people for other development activities. They need to be preserved. They need to be kept in their natural state so that they will be able to help us to protect our environment and also to help us as SINC to reduce flooding in our communities.
The Ashanti Regional Director of the Environmental Protection Authority, Dr. Jackson Nyantichi, urged traditional authorities to desist from selling wetlands for building purposes.
We are gradually losing the quality of the wetlands that we have in the country because people are actually encroaching and converting them into other land uses, which is not good. I believe that those serene environment might be protected and preserved for future and the current generation for us to benefit from. I've already outlined some of the importance of wetlands that we have. I've talked about serving as an interface between terrestrial life and aquatic life. So without the wetlands, that thing wouldn't be there. Again, too, they also serve as carbon sink, where they try to sequestrate the carbon and then to avert the issue of climate change that we have. We can also serve as a maybe for research sites. People could go there to study, to know what is happening and that thing.
On his part, the manager in charge of Wildlife Division of the Forestry Commission in the Ashanti region, Jacob Kabanda, enumerated the scale of damage caused by human activities along several wetlands in the country.
Those who are supposed to enforce the laws, we need to motivate them or equip them in such a way that when they're enforcing the law, they will enforce it effectively. For law enforcement, sometimes comes first of all with education. Once you are educated and you still do not abide by the rules and regulations, then the proper enforcement in the form of arrest, prosecution, and then other things will deter others from maybe destroying the system further. So yes, law enforcement will do education first, and then we'll try to equip the people who will do the law enforcement so that they will be adequately equipped to do the job and do it very well.
World Wetlands Day, celebrated annually on 2nd February, aims to raise global awareness of the vital role of wetlands for people, nature, and culture. This year's theme was Wetlands and Traditional Knowledge. Celebrating culture.
Also, the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association has officially sworn in its newly elected national executive at a ceremony held at the Umanye Hall of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Executive Chairman of the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association Board, Goswe Asamani, described the swearing-in as a solemn covenant of responsibility to promoting waste management in the city and the entire country.
The event, held on Tuesday, February 3, brought together representatives from key institutions, including the Environmental Protection Agency, Footprint Ghana, Environmental Service Providers Association, ESPA, the Ministry of Local Government, People's Dialogue, and other partners committed to improving sanitation and waste management. The gathering highlighted the growing recognition of informal waste collectors as critical partners in maintaining urban sanitation. The executive chairman of the Bola Taxi and Tricycle Association Board, Goswe Asamani, said the swearing-in was more than a procedural exercise, describing it as a solemn covenant of responsibility to members and the nation. Welcoming participants, the director of waste management at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and chairman of the ceremony, Victor Kote, described the occasion as an important milestone in the city's engagement with the informal sector.
In fact, these are informal waste workers or who are in the collection space. They use the motorized tricycles that we call abuboya in their day-to-day activities. To AMA as a city authority, they are very, very important services to residents of Accra, because they usually collect waste in places where regular collection vehicles are not able to access. Yes, they are doing well, but the downstream is where the problem is. And we are doing everything possible as a city to be able to create more infrastructure to receive waste collected by the informal sector.
In his acceptance speech, the newly elected association president, John Bosco Avom Aduko, urged his fellow executives to remain focused and work diligently to elevate the association's image while contributing meaningfully to environmental improvement.
I will encourage my co-executives that this is a task for us. We need to put our feet on the ground and work hard to achieve a goal. We need to work hard and we need to move far. People are watching us. The whole country is watching us.
He also appealed to the government to address landfill challenges, noting the current disposal sites located around Tema and Bone are far from operational zones.
After we collect the waste, we need to transport the waste to a landfill area where the landfill is very, very far from Accra. It's at around Tema, Bone. So those in Accra here traveling to Tema, they used to pass the motorway, which is very far and danger to our life. So we are pleading that if government can come in and help us by supporting those who are opening the transfer station or reduce the price for it, because the transfer station is few.
He pledged the association's commitment to tackling improper waste disposal.
Let's take a look at the advantages of technology. And in the advent of artificial intelligence, teachers and students have been encouraged to incorporate creativity and innovation as a skill. This, according to the Director of Partnership and International Collaborations at the South Shore University, Cassandra Willis. This will help them to stay ahead in spite of the advent of technology.
The Director of Partnerships and International Collaborations at South Shore University, Cassandra Willis, was speaking at the graduation ceremony of some professional teachers after going through teacher leadership courses at the Teacher Leadership Institute. Speaking as the special guest for the ceremony, Cassandra Willis encouraged teachers and students alike to challenge stereotypes, adding that creativity and innovation are essential skills for the 21st century.
But we need to allow our students and our children to become strategic leaders, to be out-of-the-box thinkers, to be able to be creative in their homework, in their classwork, and even in their projects in their classroom. So moving forward, creativity and innovation is a must in 2026. It's a must in corporations. It's a must in schools. It's a must in universities. We must stop thinking safe, and we must stay ahead of technology as human beings, because after a while human beings will be obsolete and then the technology will take over.
Executive Director of the Teacher Training Institute, Brantio Setre, encouraged the teachers to keep upgrading in preparation for offering their best teaching services in both local and international curriculum setups. He also highlighted attention to social education in the country.
We have a lot of children coming into the mainstream with special needs, and so now the way forward is inclusion. So I would also encourage school owners to get in touch with Teacher Leadership Institute, because day in, day out, teachers are really struggling on how to, support children with special needs. We have a lot of areas, dyslexia, dyscalculia, we've heard of autism, and there are lots. And so you have a lot of teachers day in, day out calling me for support. Teachers are really struggling when it comes to special needs, special education.
Some graduating teachers spoke to Metro News.
It helped me in so many ways. One is, you need not to tell a child that he or she is down. It is good to encourage the child as little as they are. They are very good in their own unique way, whether party A or child B. You ought to motivate the child and to tell the child you can do it through class exercise and telling the child they should go on TLM and stuff.
Graduating teachers received certificates for their courses, which span from several weeks to 6 months.
Away from that, the Ofako Circuit Court has granted Richard Bedu, one of the suspects in a car stealing syndicate case, bail in the sum of 150,000 Ghana cedis with a land property and one surety.
Central East Regional Police Command on Tuesday, 28th January 2026, arraigned 3 suspects, Richard Bedu, Kwame Akono, and Emmanuel Idua, in relation to car stealing charges. Presiding Judge Her Ladyship Asantewa Atakra ruled that Richard Bedu, who allegedly purchased the stolen vehicle, be granted bail under the stated conditions. The court, however, remanded the remaining 2 suspects, Kwame Akono and Emmanuel Idua, into police custody to reappear before the court on 11th February 2026.
Everything happens to be like the third accuser was being granted bail. So the whole thing is he was being granted bail with 150,000 and also a surety of a landed property as well too. So as at now, we'll be coming to court on the February 11th of February. But he has to submit all his, documentation before 11th of February. And it's not like he has been granted bail, so that is the end of the story. No, there are deep things and there are lots about it. So as I'm talking right now, I will tell you that the matter is still ongoing. Let's see the way forward and let's see how it goes. The third accused person, which is, if I can mention the name, which is Richard Bedu, he was like, he bought a car from the 2 suspects. But as we said, we cannot judge, so let's see how it goes.
Complainant and rightful owner of the stolen vehicle, Nana Sari, speaking to Metro TV Central Region correspondent Naneje Ampofo, said the incident had caused significant losses to his business.
It hasn't been easy. I have spent a lot. I have really spent a lot. But I know this will take me, I'll have a good success. That was how I would say, I'll have a very good success. Because it hasn't been easy. I've spent a lot coming to the calls, going for them every day in and out, what I'm doing. And as I'm talking to you, there are some suspects who are...
Let's turn our attention now to the increasing rate of a 17-year-old boy was allegedly attacked by a man in Asin Breku days after a similar incident in Accra involving assault of a young girl who was 3 and by 3 women.
6-year-old man identified as Issa Boama has allegedly assaulted a 17-year-old boy, Osei Kwame, at Asin Breku in the Asin North District of the Central Region. The incident reportedly occurred after the man discovered that the teenager was in a relationship with his 14-year-old daughter. Reports indicate that the father restrained the boy, tied him to a tricycle, and dragged him along a rough road, leaving him injured and currently receiving medical attention. An amount of 800 Ghana cedis he reportedly had on him is said to be missing, assaulting a young girl, raising fresh concerns about abuse involving minors.
All right, so due to this case, we're going to be talking to one of the executives of DOFSU, Madam Evelyn, and she's online. Good afternoon to you, Madam Evelyn.
Yeah, good afternoon. Please, I'm not an executive of DOFSU. I'm a social worker at the Gawes Municipal Assembly.
All right, thank you very much for that. Thank you for the correction. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Recent cases in Asin Breku and Accra involve alleged assaults on minors. What is DOFSU's perspective on this rise in violence against children?
Please, I'll be speaking as a social worker, not as a DOFSU officer.
All right.
I don't work with DOFSU.
All right, so you go ahead.
So as a social worker, what I know is that cases like that is reported to DOFSU because it has to do with violence. Okay. Where social workers can come in is where the minor is to be withdrawn from the environment where the violence occurs to a safe place for care and protection while the case is going on. But for the case of domestic violence, it's purely handled by DOFSU because it is a criminal offense.
All right, so...
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so do we also go ahead to report to the police? Do you think it's a wise decision to be made?
Yes, yes. Once a violence has occurred and on a minor, it's first reported to the DOFSU. So once DOFSU get the report and then the child in question is taken out of the environment for a safe place for care and protection, then social welfare can come in from there and then place the child for care and protection while DOFSU handles the criminal aspect of the case.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Evelyn, for talking to us, a social worker, sharing her views concerning the increasing rate of child abuse. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, good afternoon. We'll take over from here.
Right, and there you have it, Kwesi Kwetia with the update there. Kwesi, that's quite a sad one. I hope we get to speak to them more to find out what exactly is happening there. 17-year-old boy, tragically, abused. We will try and get more updates on that. And my colleague Kwesi Kwetia was here with that conversation. So don't you go anywhere. We are very active on social media across all the platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, at Metro TV Ghana, on Twitter, on X. I beg your pardon, on X, formerly Twitter, and also on Instagram at Metro TV GH. Go on TikTok as well. Find us there at Metro TV Ghana. Let's have a conversation. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bryce Nanakwesi Amenin. We return shortly with more conversations. Stay with us here.
Branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Watch it, not learning. Missy, watch and learn. Abosing. I can say no, ya conati, and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eddie, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eddie, I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral?
Say a sorry insecticide GB at a user. For pharmacy in a shop, Biamu. Namum say a pharmacy, supermarket, and a shop ra. Now a pedudu to a cotonwa. On for Royal Dutch and our Aerofield Trading. If he spray with Daimwa.
I love coming to the beach, catching good vibes, relaxing and chilling with my refreshing Superstar multi-fruit juice drink. So refreshing. Never stops. Oops, trouble in paradise? It doesn't need to be this stressful. Catch. Nothing like a chilled bottle of Superstar to bring the happiness back. Aww. And for our future superstars, wow, good job guys. Who wants a drink? Me! There you go. Everybody loves Superstar multi-fruit juice drink because it tastes so good. Oh yeah. These are the moments you never forget.
Grab a bottle of Superstar multi-fruit juice drink today.
This advert is FDA approved.
This is a chance of a lifetime. My opportunity. Your opportunity. Let's build Ghana together.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
And we are back, still here on Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bright Nana Kwesi Amedin. We're on DSTV channel 277 across the continent, wherever you are. Just watch us. Go on Facebook, YouTube, Metro TV Ghana, on X, on Instagram at Metro TV GH. Go there, comment, like, and share. Let's have a very good conversation here this afternoon. I've been joined in studio by two lovely women. We are speaking about the Accra Teka University 3rd Library Week celebration, and I'm here with Lauren Pokulabi, who is an assistant librarian at ATU, and also Salikem Sebuavu Dovlo, who is also an assistant librarian. How have I the name correct? Sebuavu Dovlo. Thank you so much for joining us here. First of all, why is it so important to have a library celebration on campus? Let me start with you, Lauren.
Good afternoon to all your listeners. Very good. It's important to have this Library Week celebration because it is a way to reach out to our clients and also showcase our resources as a library. So to increase the use of our resources. that's the importance of this.
So for the past 3 years, anytime you mark this week, what exactly do you do? Would you want to answer that?
Every year comes with its own agenda. For instance, last year, our focus was on research. This year, we are focusing on the experiences our users have had with the library so far. So our theme is Your Library, Our Story. Giving
Your Library, Our Story.
Yes, your library as a user, our story. So we are giving our users the platform to share their experiences with the library.
It's interesting to hear you say users of your library.
Yes.
I mean, I'll probably be thinking that the library on campus is meant for the students, but it looks like it's not just for the students. Am I right?
No. So our user community include the administrative staff, the students, and faculty. By faculty, I mean academic staff. Thank you.
Okay. Can you repeat that again, please?
So the library in an academic institution have its community.
Right.
Yes. So the community here includes the administrative staff, academic staff, mostly faculty, and then students.
Right. So within this week, what is the schedule for the week? I mean, is it going to be a deba? Is it going to be a what's going to happen?
So for sure, there's going to be a deba, and that is going to be part of our opening ceremony.
Right.
And our focus for the opening ceremony is to tell our story in a form of an exhibition. So we are going to have pictures of the library's activities over the years displayed for people to see. We are also inviting librarians from around within Accra to also be part of the program so that our story will go far.
So why should I participate? Why should I wake up in the morning and say I'm going to the campus of ATU to go and participate in the library celebration?
Because it's revealing. We have resources, we have services that if you've not ever been to the library, you wouldn't know about. And these resources tend to help our user communities. So it's an opportunity, it's an open day where we are inviting everybody in the community to participate so that they know the resources and services we have and also gain understanding on how to use them for their success.
Now, in this other way, I mean, I remember when I was in SHS, I used to like audiobooks a lot. So instead of going to the library and say, picking a hard copy, you want to go online and get one of the apps that you can just listen to the stories being read to you in your ears. In this era where, I mean, every single person is, one way or the other, abreast with digitalization, why is it important for one to walk through a physical library for a book?
This is why we organize these programs, to let people know that the library is not just a place where it's packed with books. We also have e-books. We have digitized most of our resources, so students can access our resources from remote locations. So you don't need to be in the library always. We have e-books that you can download and read without necessarily being physically present in the library. So we are digitalized.
And I believe this is not just on occasion you just want to organize as a school, but then you're looking at impact.
Yes.
What is this impact that you're looking for to achieve after the celebration?
So we want to collaborate more with our faculties and departments. By collaboration, we believe that more students, the users, the user community, in the user community, mostly the students are more. So we are expecting that more students will get to know the resources and visit the library more often. And students who are young in research and academic work, and the way to access authentic information, they may not know. So we will encourage them to always consult the library in order to get authentic information for their academic work. Not anything on the internet is academic. Yes.
Because someone's knowledge somewhere not approved, but then published. And
Yes.
so if you don't go to the library, you might end up getting probably some very fake information.
Yes.
Right. Tell me about when the celebration begins. You mentioned there's going to be a debate and all that, but then which actual dates is it starting, the entire program?
Date is the 9th of February.
9th of February.
Yes, and on that day, apart from the exhibition and the opening ceremony, we also have a mini career talk for students, for students to get to know the opportunities they have in the work of life, specifically those in the built environment, Faculty of Built Environment. And then also we have something we call Meet Your Faculty Representatives. The library is such that we have faculty representatives in the library. So every library staff is assigned to a particular faculty. So you serve as a liaison between the faculty and the library. So we would set up there for students to come to us, and so that we also help them with a few things, whatever challenges they have in using the library resources. So that will also take place on that same day.
Right.
And this will be at the university's auditorium.
They say charity begins at home. So if I may ask, your own students of ATU, how are they? How is it the level of accessibility to the library? Do they come?
Yes, they come.
They do a lot.
Yes, they come.
Are you able to access, like, probably in a day, how many students pass by the library?
Sure. We take a daily record of students' attendance in the library, and I can say that we get over 500 students.
In a day?
Yes, accessing the library.
500 students
over
from
500.
ATU come to the library in a day?
Yes, yes.
Interesting. This is really interesting. But your theme, let's focus more on the theme. Why did you decide to choose that theme?
Yes, we chose that theme because over the years we have served our clientele or the user community. But this is an opportunity for them to also give us feedback, whether we are being able to satisfy them or not. So we are creating the platform this time around for them to share their story. So on Friday, for instance, which is the closing ceremony, we have a storytelling session where students will showcase short videos of themselves telling us how the library has impacted their life or how they have benefited from the library or their experiences. And with this, lecturers are also going to share their success stories as well. So that is going to happen on Friday. But let us also talk about the Day 2 event, which is on the 10th of February. That day, we are reaching out to an orphanage at Kwabenya, where we'll do some donation. And the interesting thing about this orphanage is that they are HIV kids, children infected with HIV. So we'll be visiting them and we'll do a few donations there. The same day, too, we'll have our students left behind, and there will be a professor from UDS called Professor Gideon Ahelegbe, who will talk to students about how to navigate their way effectively on campus.
Thank you. And I believe Professor Gideon Ahelegbe will do a good job when he comes there. So don't forget, I mean, the program begins on the 9th of February to the 13th of February, right? And yes, we are talking about the 3rd Library Week celebration on the campus of the Accra Technical University. And I've been here with two amazing women who are librarians, Lauren Opoku Labi and Sally Kim Dovlo. I'm trying to skip the middle name so I don't end up, butchering it. Forgive me. So yes, we'll be talking everything about library here and there. But I'm happy you came.
Yeah.
I mean, there are private libraries, but sometimes we don't even find them in the normal communities. I don't know how many libraries we have here in Accra.
Private ones.
They're private ones. So, and I hope it's easier for anybody to just come into your library and just learn, not just the students. Anybody at all can just enter your library. Is it possible?
You can come, so long as you have a valid ID card to show that you are not a threat to the librry. You are good to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming. We're grateful.
Before you thank us, we want to thank management. Yes. Management for making all this possible. It's because of their support that we are here, and it's because of their support that the program is being successful. Thank you.
To say thank you to don't leave yet. Let me say thank you to Mr. Osabuti. I know you know him. Yes,
yes.
He's our in-house proper.
Dr. Osabuti.
Dr. Osabuti.
Yes.
Please don't come in.
We thank our VC for being behind us solidly all this while. We are really, really, really grateful to him.
Okay, and they should pump more money and resources.
Yes.
We should make an appeal. They should pump more money into it.
More chocolates for the chocolate day.
Yeah, well, but we are fortunate because not all institutions have it the way we are having it. So his management has done really well. Yeah. So.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you too for
having us. Go nowhere. We're still here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Before they leave, let me tell you this. Our next conversation will be based on what is happening here in Ghana. I'm hearing there's going to be there's some threat of strike and all that. We'll be speaking to some stakeholders on that particular issue. As the university staff unions declare indefinite strike over unpaid allowance and altered conditions of service. So the Senior Staff Association Universities of Ghana and other labor unions have announced an indefinite strike effective immediately, according to Haruna Rafiq, who is the chairman of Senior Staff Association Universities of Ghana. The unions are protesting the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's unilateral decision to alter their conditions of service and the government's failure to pay arrears of salaries and allowances. So don't you go anywhere. Take a look at it when I come back. We'll be speaking to them. Stay with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana.
The unions at the press conference contended that the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission's decision to alter their conditions of service constituted a breach of trust and a violation of the agreement signed in 2021. This, among several other issues, were the reason for their decision to embark on the strike action. Haruna Rafiq is the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of the University of Ghana.
We were surprised that when we went back with our new proposals for the conditions of service, we were told that we were going to be paid calling allowance. And the rates for calling allowance, we all know, is very, very low as compared to that of overtime. We are not forcing ourselves to do overtime, but our conditions of service is very clear that if you do overtime, the compensation for overtime work is overtime allowance and not calling allowance, which is a lower figure. Now, the second proposal that wins, we were still in the middle of the discussions, and then we declared a stalemate because Fair Wages and Salaries Commission had taken an entrenched position that they were going ahead to apply calling allowance. So we were surprised. So the stalemate was declared, and we went to the National Labour Commission. This matter that we are dealing with today is still before the National Labour Commission. And at the National Labour Commission, both government side and unions have represented over the period, and no decision has been taken as far as overtime and other issues are concerned.
He therefore went on to declare the strike action.
On these notes and on the points raised earlier, and in my capacity as the chairman, University of Ghana Kolebu Local, authorized by my national chairman, Mr. George Anso, I hereby declare an indefinite strike action, and this action is without any exemption. All senior staff in all categories are involved. Choboy! Choboy! Choboy!
And there you have it, a press briefing from the association, as they tell Ghanaians their plight and what they expect of government. If not attended to, they are embarking on an indefinite strike beginning immediately. And I'll be joined today by Alhaji Haruna Rafiq, who is the chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana. And he is coming from the Kolebu campus of the University of Ghana, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We've actually listened to you speak to us on what exactly you are demanding, but when did you decide, and how did you get to the point that you think it's best for you to go on strike before whatever you're demanding is given?
Okay, thank you very much. A very good afternoon to your cherished listeners and viewers. So we have been engaging the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on our conditions of service, which has a lifespan of 2 years. So every 2 years, we review our conditions of service. So the last one that we did just ended November last year. But whilst the discussions was ongoing, we flagged some items. And usually when these items are flagged, what it means is that the status quo will hold until those issues are dealt with or resolved. So one of the items that was held or was flagged was overtime. Overtime, which is also one of the financial aspects of the conditions of service. So as it was flagged, we were called back again by Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to come and have to complete the non-financial aspect. But I said earlier that we had flagged some aspects which were the financial, and overtime is one of them.
Right.
So when we began with the discussions, it came out clear that Fair Wages and Salaries Commission had made up their mind that they are replacing overtime with something called call-in allowance.
What was that?
So that is how they term it. We don't know it. In our conditions of service, what is there is overtime. So if you work outside the normal working hours, the allowance that you are paid is overtime allowance. And that overtime allowance, the staff that works is supposed to get up to 75% of the person's basic salary. Now, with the
with the overtime.
Yeah, with the overtime. You can get up to that, but on most occasions, it doesn't get there. So with the call-in, we don't even know the details of it. But what we know, we have observed from the implementation that they made, is that it's a far lower figure, about 50% lower than the overtime allowance.
First of all, this call-in allowance, what is it? What does it mean? Is it for phone calls or what exactly?
No. So what call-in, meaning, I don't know. Like I said, for us, it is alien to us.
You've not been given any explanation on what it is?
They are saying that if you work outside the normal working hours, the compensation for it is going to be call-in allowance and not overtime allowance. But we know in our conditions of service, it is overtime allowance. And that is what has existed over the years.
I get you, okay. But then there's change in name, call-in allowance.
Yes, and the rate.
Overtime allowance.
Not only the name, but the rate. There's change in name, but the schedule, the work is still the same. You are working outside the normal working hours.
Right.
And the compensation for it has always been overtime allowance. And this time they have introduced this call-in allowance, which we know on a normal day, if government wants to introduce anything new, we discuss. And if we agree and they agree, then it is implemented. But in this case, the negotiations came to a standstill, a deadlock, when we had not been able to agree on this particular matter.
Right.
So what happened is this: when we declared the stalemate, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission went ahead and wrote to the public universities to implement what they term as the call-in. And for us, it is alien to us. So we said, no, we can't take this. So we went to the National Labour Commission. As it stands, the matter is still before the National Labour Commission, and the commission is hearing this matter. At the last hearing, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission was not present. Fair Wages, the other days that they appeared before the commission, they testified that indeed the existing agreement that we have with them states that we should be paid overtime allowance. And they went behind to write to the university authorities to pay call-in instead of overtime.
Without at the time, you had not approved or whatever it is.
Exactly,
right?
We had not concluded. And we are even at the National Labour Commission, discussing these issues. So that is the first one. The second has to do with our leave days. Every senior staff at the public university is entitled to 40 days leave
40
in a
days
year.
leave.
So they have proposed a new 28-day leave for us, and we disagreed with that one as well. So that one was equally flagged. Now our fear is
were you giving the reason why the number of days you were entitled to in a year as leave has been slashed?
No, we were not giving any justification to that. So we didn't know. But again, that one they did not write that should be implemented. But our fear is that if the overtime is allowed to pass, it means that they may touch other aspects of our conditions of service, because the conditions of service is usually negotiated for by unions our employers, that's Vice Chancellor Ghana, and then Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, and even the government side, Ministry of Finance usually make representation there. So that is one aspect of the reasons why we are embarking on this industrial action. The second one has to do with our Tier 2 deductions. When these deductions are made for the Tier 2, the law, the NPRA law, the National Pensions Regulatory Authorities law says that if government defaults in paying the deducted monies to the fund managers, it pays a penalty. Government should pay a penalty of 3%. Now, for so many months, government...
So many months? How many months are we looking at?
So far, we have, it depending on the institution, some institutions is about 5 months, some about 8 months. So if these monies are supposed to go to the fund managers for them to invest, and then the dividends given to us when we are retiring, and they decide to keep the money, and they are not also willing to pay the penalty, it means they are shortchanging the staff. What we know is that if you have taken my money as Tier 2 deduction, you should be able to immediately pay it to the fund managers.
Right.
Then they can invest it. Then someday when I'm on retirement, I can have that benefit.
But are you able to track these deductions to see how much money is taken?
Yes, we're able to track from the fund managers. And so when we do the tracking, that is what made us know that government is taking the money, but it's not paying to the fund managers.
So where are these monies going to?
We don't know. That is what we have been asking for, and we are not getting answers. So all that we are asking for is that government has deducted our monies. They should pay these monies to the fund managers so they can invest them. Then tomorrow, if we are on retirement, we can get, that the new arrangements, pensions arrangement, Senate no longer pays lump sum to retirees. They will only take care of you month by month. It is the Tier 2 that takes care of the lump sum. And a lot of our members go on retirement and they come complaining that their deductions never went through. Then when they are home, then they have to be falling on the unions every now and then to follow up on this for them. Then there's a third issue that has to do with our colleagues from UNIMAC. UNIMAC...
University of Media and Communication Studies.
Exactly.
Right.
So they previously was not a fully fledged university. Now they are. And for over 4 years that they have been a fully fledged university.
I mean, let's put clarity to it. They weren't because there were 3 different institutions which came together to form one university.
Exactly.
So let's put context to
it.
Right.
Yes, that is it. So now that they are a full-fledged university, the university has its own salary structure. That if you are a university today, just as the technical universities are equally universities, so they pay them by the university salary structure. Now, our counterparts who are there were not paid by the new, by the university salary structure. They were paid by their old system, which is far lower, for 4 years.
Since the inception of
exactly. So now that they have been able to put them on the new structure, the arrears that accrued over the 4 years are supposed to be paid to them. They have been following up with the management. It never worked. It went to National Labour Commission, and National Labour Commission at a point heard our case and requested that the Minister of Finance makes these payments. But unfortunately, when that directive came, Minister of Finance has not even responded to the National Labour Commission. And we felt that is a disrespect to unions. If we have gone before the National Labour Commission and a directive is given, you choose not to implement what the Commission has done. Yet you want us to respect you by, coming to sit down with you to have these discussions again.
Prior to your indefinite strike, did you have any conversation with your leaders? Did you let them know that this was your anger or how you felt? And so if nothing is done, you may proceed on this indefinite strike. And what was their response?
Yes, so a lot of engagement went on with Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, until the deadlock issue came up. So when we went to the National Labour Commission, our demand was that they withdraw the letter that they wrote to the various institutions, asking them to pay call-in instead of overtime.
Which was done on your blind side.
On our blind side, and they refused. So that is what led to the stalemate. So after the stalemate, we haven't had any formal discussion with them again.
But wouldn't your strike then be an ambush to them?
It shouldn't be an ambush because, if they see it as an ambush, we also see their letter to our authorities as an ambush. Because before we even begin with negotiations, there is a document we sign that is called the rules of engagement.
Right.
And in these rules of engagement, it is clearly stated that you must engage in good faith. So if we are engaging in good faith, it means that we must all follow all deliberations, all discussions to its logical conclusions and agree before implementations are done. But in a situation whereby we are still on the table discussing, and you go on our blind side right to the authorities and implement something that is not in our current conditions of service, then it means that you have also ambushed us. So we had no other option than to embark on this industrial action, because we believe that usually government, this is the only language that they understand. Because for joining and having those negotiations and all that, even the National Labour Commission, at the National Labour Commission, the last hearing, they failed to even appear. Then we felt that no, they were trying to use the commission as a grounds to delay this whole process. Meanwhile, our members are being affected. This month, every staff from University of Ghana, University of Development Studies, and UHAS, who has worked overtime, has been paid call-in allowance, which are lower figures. And we say no. For how long should that continue? Because if you cannot wait for the process, for the negotiation process to end, then you do not also have the right to instruct for something that is alien to us to be implemented on our members.
I mean, you choose to go on strike, which is your legal right to do anyways. But me, personally, as a person, as a human, anytime such things happen, the people who actually suffer the most, it's like saying doctors are going on strike. In as much as their legal rights, those who tend to suffer are those on the receiving end, either the patients or the students. First of all, what is the plan for these students?
So it's quite unfortunate it had to happen this way, because, unions, we don't just take delight in embarking on these actions. But in as much as we don't take delight in doing this, our concerns, our welfare must also be dear to, our authorities. For the arrangement so far, no special arrangement has been made, because the strike has just begun just yesterday, and it is our hope that it doesn't escalate, because due to the intensity of this particular one, over the years, if we embarked on industrial actions like this, what we usually would do is to give some concessions. Allow some space for some essential service workers to provide services. For instance, the hospital, the university hospitals. Most of these universities have hospitals. So the university hospitals are allowed to work. The security are allowed to work. And then sometimes even the basic school, we give concessions. But unfortunately, this time round, because of the disrespect and the disregard from Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, and even to a large extent the National Labour Commission, we felt that no, we should withdraw all services. So all services are fully withdrawn now.
They're not dangerous.
It is not dangerous. You just
I'm thinking it's just about
even at the main hospitals. We have seen Kolebu Teaching Hospital, doctors go on strike. We have seen nurses go on strike. It is a difficult decision, but at the end of the day, I don't think
we should compare ourselves to other institutions, because when they were on strike, we also saw what happened.
Yeah, we saw what happened, but at the end of the day, what is the government also doing about our concerns? Don't forget that we didn't start this whole thing by striking. A lot of discussions went on, even backdoor.
Let me play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Let's use UNIMAC as a case study, where you mentioned for like the past 4 years, these monies have not been paid to them after their transition to a full-fledged university.
Yes.
I don't know if it's been spoken about anywhere, but it's the first time I'm hearing about this. Was there a planned strike or whatever before this? If not, one may also say that it's probably a political backing type of a strike. Just to make government look bad.
It can be. I'm
asking because, like you said, 4 years of UNIMAC, and this has all been done.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you think it's necessary to be done now?
So that alone should tell you how considerate the unions have been. Because if you owe me for 4 years, and it is now that we are making a case, clearly that should tell you that the union. But again, that also doesn't mean that in the previous years, agitations were not made. There were agitations, there were discussions, and that is how we finally found ourselves at the National Labour Commission.
Did you get to a strike?
There were threats of strike, and then we had to go to the National Labour Commission. Now, our worry is that if the National Labour Commission has given a directive that Ministry of Finance respond to this, ABCD, and Ministry of Finance decides not to respond to it, is that not disrespectful?
When did you approach Ministry of Finance? When was this?
We didn't. National Labour Commission did, I think some months ago. Until date, they have not even responded. That is on the Unimark matter.
Have you
on the matter of the overtime and the conditions, yeah, we have followed up. Just last week, we were at the National Labour Commission. And they did not even turn up. I mean, even just to regard that institution, National Labour Commission, and even appear before it and make a case, they never came. So we felt that for how long are we going to continue going to the National Labour Commission and these matters will not be resolved? And even Fair Wages Salaries Commission, don't forget I said, they came before the commission and testified that what we are asking for, what we are demanding is right, and that there is an existing arrangement that over time should be paid until a new agreement is reached. They came to testify before the National Labour Commission. So then the following week, when we were recalled, they came to say they testified in error.
You testified in error?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I asked you, I mean, one of the questions I asked you didn't answer. You played a very smooth, I was asking, is it politically motivated or not?
It is not. It is not. It has nothing to do with politics. Like I said, if you are a staff, you work here, and your part of your salary is being deducted as tier 2, and then the government takes it and doesn't pay to your fund managers, how sure can you be that tomorrow, if you are going on retirement, what is supposed to be given to you will be given to you?
Thank you, Alaji. Thank you. So I've been here with Alaji Haruna Farik, who is Rafiq. I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Rafiq, who is chairman of Senior Staff Association, Universities of Ghana, from the Korle Bu campus, and he was here to speak to us about their strike, which they say has been declared indefinite. Not to go anywhere. We've had two conversations, concerning universities, education. How about we do some politics? But that will be after this quick turn. Stay with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll be back with more.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asare.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Got to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make me set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on www.admissions.gaschools.online. Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
We are back on your screens. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bryce Nanakwesi Amenin, and we are here at the number 10 Dr. Iset Street at North Ridge. Just pass by sometime. Pass by just to see what we do here. Thank you so much for joining us here. And I'm joined in the studio by an MPP personnel, Gordon Asari Bediakon, and he is a communications director hopeful for the MPP and also couples as a journalist. So I can say a colleague is here. You know, until he's elected as communications director for the MPP. Let me plead with him that he's our colleague. Kindly turn on your mic.
When I get elected, I'll still be your colleague.
You still be our colleague.
Sure.
You still open the doors for us.
Of course, of course.
When you call, you pick up.
Of course.
When I tell you I'm in front of your office, you tell me to come in.
Yes.
It's a record, though.
Oh, of course. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, right.
How many days after your flag bearer elections? It was on Saturday.
It was on Saturday.
Sunday. These are 4 days.
This
now.
4 days, yes.
How has it been?
Well, it's been hectic. The process naturally was smooth, but the below the belt punches nearly marred the whole process.
Below the belt punches?
Yes.
Do you recall some of them?
No, I don't think there's.
I'm just asking if you recall some of them.
Of course, I do. But
which one was
I don't
the
want
most
to say
terrifying?
Most terrifying?
Yes. Just one. Just tell me one that you think was the most terrifying.
Having weighed them.
Oh, come on, please. just give me one.
No, having weighed them.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. But because we had a very successful election on Saturday, I don't think there's the need for us to recall all those things.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But how is the party faring after the entire election?
It's looking good. Right after the election, in the evening, we all assembled at the party headquarters for the formal declaration. All the aspirants were there. They were given the opportunity to say a word or two. They all spoke very well. And then the beauty of it was that even before the formal declaration, all of them called the flag bearer elect to congratulate him.
Right.
And after that, on Sunday morning, you saw a lot of people trooping to the residence of the flag bearer. And then yesterday, the flag bearer went to visit the former president, John Agyekum Kufuor, as well as former president Nana Akufo-Addo. So I think it's been good. 4 days, we haven't heard any complaint from anybody that this is what happened, this didn't go well or what. So I think it's been very good.
You've not heard complaint from anybody?
Not
Are you sure of that?
No.
No one, not two.
Of course, you get somebody who even calls himself a party person complaining. But if I want to listen to somebody with credibility, is the other four aspirants.
Have you listened to Kennedy Ohene Japon's bite making circulation right after the Dr. Bawumia was declared a winner after the event? He spoke on the sidelines of the event with some journalists. Have you seen the video? Have you heard of it?
Just before the formal declaration?
Yes. After?
Yes. Then I haven't heard it.
Where he was consoling his followers and telling them not to say no can no votes, but then it's from now to election day, it's 3 years from now, and that anything can happen.
Okay, so he said that before the formal declaration.
Oh, that was before, right?
Yes, that was before. I watched him. I think even this morning I watched excerpts of that. But the good thing is that he told his supporters not to say no can no vote. And now for me, that's the most important thing.
But what is, I mean, you say that is the most important thing to you. But me sitting here on the other side as a journalist, doing the probing, are you not worried for someone who just came out from an election defeated, woefully, to tell his followers or the entire nation that, listen, from now to when election is held is 3 years, and that anything can happen. So don't worry. Are you not worried?
Well, you see, he is bruised, right? He went to the election full of hopes. So he was of the conviction that he was going to win the election. And a few hours later, he had to concede. And a lot of his supporters were not happy. People even didn't want him to concede. And you could hear a lot of them shouting. So for me, I think that he just wanted to say something to console them.
But is that not too much to say in the mindset of, say, let me console my followers by telling them it's 3 years from now, so anything can happen? Anything can happen. That is the phrase.
Yes. Anything can happen means anything can happen.
Anything like what?
And then if you want to give some interpretation on it, it has so many connotations, right? But it's not a phrase I want to really waste my time on explaining and then trying to understand what he meant by that. What, for me, I want us to focus on is the fact that he told his supporters that don't say no can no vote. We have a leader now.
Right.
Yes.
Your flag bearer, just 3 days after elections, has left for London. What is he doing there?
Oh, he has a program to attend. It's a scheduled program to attend. So he's gone. I mean, he'll be back over the weekend. By Sunday, he'll be back to town. Moreover, we are not doing serious politics now. You understand? So, and I'm sure that even when he returns, he has to go for about 2 months. He deserves huge rest. Don't forget that 2023 elections, 4th November 2023 elections, after winning, he never rested. He went on full blast campaign. Then he lost the election 7th December. After losing 7th December, which was Sunday morning, by Tuesday, he had to reconsider moving out of Ghana to go and rest because people had started regrouping, right? So he never had a day of rest. He had to go back to the people to go and campaign again. So for the past 3 years, I'm not sure Dr. Bawumia has rested. And he has to go out and then rest for about 2 months before he comes back.
Do you know Jifa Gunu?
Jifa Gunu is an NDC person.
Yes, you know him, right?
Yes.
Have you visited his Facebook page in the last 24 hours?
Nah, I haven't.
He's made some, let me say, allegations. The fact that the minority caucus in Parliament went to the house of your flag bearer, newly minted flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and that he was not informed. He only got a hint of it during a meeting with some members of Parliament. He had to rush and go there, and that is a sign of, a build up to something very scary that the MPP as a party may be coming after him, especially the minority in Parliament, wanting him off as a leader.
I'm quite surprised that this is coming from Jifa Gunu, because it is a ridiculous propaganda that he shouldn't join that bandwagon.
Why should he say ridiculous when we've seen people tag on Facebook, Afenyo Makin must go?
You are asking two different questions.
I mean, I'm just
so let's deal with the first one.
Right.
I watched about 45 seconds video of the minority leader, Osagyina Afenyo Makin. he was part of a joint press conference, between minority and then NDC. So after giving his delivery, he told them that he has to join his colleagues at the residence of the flag bearer, right? So he has to rise out. That's what he said. Because he had already told them to take the lead and then he would join them. He had finished making his presentation and then the man says, I have to rise out to go and join my colleagues, and then you come and make spurious allegations that somebody somewhere, they had a meeting and they didn't inform the minority leader. And in any case, when he went there, that was when they started official meeting or discussion with the flag bearer. And he spoke on behalf of the flag bearer. Did he speak in the absence of the minority MPs? So whatever Jifa Gunu has said over there is neither here nor there. It's actually a lie.
But currently, what is the euphoria among members of the MPP, and what the make of what happened in his constituency? I mean, Afenyomakin constituency, the larger number of people who endorse Kennedy Agyapong. I mean, this is your leader. This is your leader in parliament.
But see, I really don't understand where that thing is coming from. Really,
you think it's concocted?
No, it's not concocted. The votes actually came as they came. But don't forget that Mustafa Yusuf, another member of parliament,
right,
in his constituency, it was 100%.
He's not the leader of the minority in parliament.
It doesn't matter. The people went to the polls to vote. People went to the polls to go and vote. And I'm not sure anybody anywhere can accuse the minority leader of directing or ordering them that go and vote for such and such a person. If he's the minority that ends, so what? He's a member of parliament. Somebody scored 100%, and he's receiving all the plaudits. So why can't he also receive plaudits for maybe scoring 85% or even 95% for Honorable Kennedy Agyapong? For me, it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. People just want to stoke fire. This could go down in history as the most peaceful presidential primary the MPP has ever had since 1992. And so people they are not happy. They are not happy that we are having a smooth sailing, and they just want to put something as put.
Prior to the elections on the 31st of January, did you declare support to any of the contenders?
Well, for me, I've always been with the fact that, and everybody knows my position. I've always supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I've never hated him anyway. I've always, since 2008 when he joined NPP, he's been my friend. And I believe in his competencies. And I still believe that he is the best person to lead the party to victory. And for me, I don't see why people should feel shy declaring their support for A or B.
I don't think it's a matter of feeling shy.
So why?
I think it's a matter of declaring your support and later being witch-hunted or later losing certain things you may have enjoyed. You heard what Adjustafo said. Reasons why she believed Kennedy Agyapong was not supposed to be given the nod, and that if he comes, she may not, be given even given a position. So it's not really about feeling shy. It's about the fear of not getting what probably you pray for.
Well, I don't entertain such fear. I don't, because in fact I've spoken with Dr. Brian Champong. When Dr. Brian Champong declared his intentions to contest, I met him not less than 3 times, even though he knew that I was supporting Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, on Saturday around 5:30 p.m., I spoke to Engineer Kobina J. Agyapong. He's also a friend, a brother.
Right.
You understand? And so I don't see why people should entertain the fear of being witch-hunted after declaring your support, and then in case your favorite, in case your choice doesn't emerge as the winner. I don't think it's fair on the part of any politician to, as it were, go after somebody. For me, that conversation on social media, people should abort it immediately. That people in the Futu voted for Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and then the minority leader was supporting Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and so we should change him. And so what?
Were you surprised to see the figures that Brian Champong had in the elections? And I mean, one of the biggest conversations was the figures he had in the voter region.
Yeah.
And how close he came to Kennedy Agyapong. I mean, were you surprised?
I wasn't really surprised. I had discussions with Honorable Bright Champon 3 weeks to the election, and he actually told me that he showed me figures. He showed me figures, but because it's confidentiality, I cannot.
Figures from his own research team.
Yes, from his own research team. Right. So I could sense that he was going to do well, and indeed it happened. But I think that something strange is happening in Volta region, and so Dr. Bawumia's team and the MPP, we have to look at the phenomenon in Volta region. Why is it that 2 consecutive elections, presidential primaries, they've not voted for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? We have to look at it. Because 2023, they voted for Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. After that, people came out with so many reasons, ascribing so many reasons for the electoral victory for Honorable Kennedy Agyapong in Volta region. Just 2 years down the lane, what has changed? That the new kid on the block, Dr. Brian Champong, comes to sweep Volta region from the feet of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and then Dr. Bawumia comes third. I think something is happening in Volta region that researchers must study.
You know, forgive me, but I want to shamelessly and intentionally, suck on whatever you're doing right now. What you saying that researchers to come in and take it serious?
Yes.
Is it? Are you silently telling me Brian may be a best fit for a running mate? I mean, if he's able to garner these numbers in the Volta region, is that what you're telling me?
I don't see the correlation. Is there? There's no correlation between what I said.
I'm also asking a very harmless question.
Okay,
I'm making my own calculations.
Okay, so ask it. Let me see.
I'm just asking you for the figures he had in the Volta region, and you said researchers to take it serious. I don't know the research you're talking about. Whether Musa Dankwa or whoever is in research to take it serious. I mean, from my mind, very harmless question. Do you think, according to all these things, Brian will make a good running mate?
Well,
I mean, look at the figures from the Volta region.
No. So I want to take the question in 2 parts.
Right.
Coming from the last end, that will Brian be a good running mate? That's the question I want to answer. But I don't want to.
No, I am asking my question. Okay. Don't ask your own question. Ask your own question.
Okay.
I'm asking the question based on the figures, based on the just ended elections. So let's stick to that. Let's not widen the scope.
Okay, fine. Then I don't think that question even arises based on the performance of Dr. Brian Champon in one region. I don't think that's a prerequisite to be named as a running mate.
But I've seen the calls on social media after the election.
As for calls, don't worry about that. Calls, people are calling on Dr. Bawumia to pick Dr. Ayu Afriye as running mate. People are calling on him to pick my own brother, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, as running mate. A whole lot of people. It's a free world. Let them do it.
You don't think Frimpong Boateng could pass as a good running mate?
Who?
Professor Frimpong Boateng. You don't think
which of them?
You're Frimpong Boateng from the MPP, former environmental minister, the one who worked on the Galamsey reports. You don't think he may pass as a good running mate? I mean, he's a fine gentleman.
I see. Let's go to the next question.
You're not answering the question yet.
I'm not supposed to answer every question.
Why? You are supposed to.
No. Even academic exercise, attempt all questions.
So that is we're a zero on that question.
No problem. Let's go ahead.
After Kennedy is back, are you happy? I've seen him in almost all the runs that Mr. Bawumia is making.
Really, I only saw him yesterday at Elbury.
But he had an interview where he supported the candidature of Dr. Bawumia.
Oh, of course, I have read about that, and I think it's good for the party. Growing up as a young person, Dr. Arthur Kennedy, Kwabena Agyapong, Boakye Agyarko, and a few others. And then now NDC's Kakra Isamoah. The Venerable Dan Butchie. These were people, when I was growing up, I looked up to. And so at a point in time when Dr. Arthur Kennedy fell out with the party, his pronouncements were hurting the party. And so if he's made a U-turn to come back home, all well and good. Why not? We welcome him. And then we are expecting that he will play a major role in the campaign.
But why do you think, after all these years, he now finds it fit to return to the party?
Well, I he may have personal issues with some personalities within the party, right? Because, in fact, I read a story where he said that Dr. Bawumia deserves a chance, and that he could have some issues with the former regime. You understand?
You think he does?
Yeah, that's my suspicion. That's my suspicion. So for me, I mean, it's an association. People choose whom to like or not to like. And so if he's come back home, we welcome Dr. Kennedy. And we are only hoping and praying that now that he's come back home, the media houses which used to call him every day will still call him.
That's an interesting comment.
Yes, they have to.
Listen to this.
Because he's come home.
I found this statement.
I bet they're not going to call him again.
We live to see.
I
found this statement on Facebook.
Yes.
Where I think one of your followers on Facebook actually put this together.
Okay.
He says Dr. Arthur Kennedy, a US-based surgeon and an astute communicator, was among the 17 contestants in the 2007 MPP presidential primaries at the University of Ghana, where he received 1 vote.
Yes.
1 vote.
Yes.
In 2007.
Yes.
Arthur Kennedy, please forgive me. He's a very good friend of mine. Please forgive me, but I have to read this. It says he was then appointed communications director for Kufuor's 2008 campaign.
Yes.
A few months after the party lost the elections, he relocated to the US and wrote the controversial book Chasing the Elephant into the Bush.
Yes.
Have you read it?
Yes.
You've read it?
Yes.
Great. And he continued to say that now the politics of complacency with a forward by former Daily Graphic editor Boadu Ayeboafo. Now the book's content was explosive, with his writing seen as damaging to the party's image, sparking a lot of criticisms. He began writing critical articles and giving radio and TV interviews targeting the party leadership, just like you mentioned.
Yes.
He says in 2015, over 20 party members petitioned for his suspension.
Yeah.
Despite the party's 2016 win, he intensified criticism of Akufo-Addo's government, becoming a go-to critic for media outlets and routinely lambasting the leadership throughout the 8-year tenure. Now, he's back in Ghana doing media tours, and he says he's ready to support the party after over 10 years of criticism. He's also defending Dr. Bawumia, saying he's different from Akufo-Addo and trust he will make a better leader if given the chance. I see victory ahead, all hands on deck. Win with unity, Dr. Bawumia will win 2028 elections, inshallah. I copied the statement. I have to go and look for the person who wrote this on Facebook. Listen to this statement. For so many years, he's been lambasted the MPP. All of a sudden, he thinks the MPP is back and good. Would you say that his issue and reasons may have had something to do personally with the former president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
Well, based on the book that he authored,
right,
one could deduce that he had personal issues with Nana Akufo-Addo. And for me, it's normal. People have been in marriages for 50 years, yet they divorce. And so if you are in the same group and then something happens and you want to divorce yourself for like 10 years and come back, all well and good. Because we have a constitution, and then if you engage in anti-party activities, you are supposed to be expelled, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we are humans. Probably what he feared, what didn't go in his favor, what he didn't like, probably he thought that some of the things were opposed to our philosophy as a political party, and so he had to stay off. And now that he's come around, I'm sure he, as a very strategic communicator, he knows the history of the party. He will find a better way of warming himself into the party, and we will accept him. It's about numbers.
He's promised to show up here on Metro TV, so he will come here.
Really?
I mean, I was one of those who actually interviewed him during all those years in exile. Why do I say exile? When was
self-imposed exile? Politically self-imposed exile. But yes. So for me, it's exciting to see somebody like him coming back. It will be exciting to see your hero, Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Why do you say my hero?
Because you brought him in.
It doesn't mean he's my hero. I only
so you can say he's not your hero. You can say that.
No, you have to. How do I say? You have to go back on your word.
Why? No. Is it offensive?
I find it offensive.
Oh, okay, fair. Sorry for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate.
2 minutes ago, you were trying to hang him around my neck.
Also, the question I asked: do you think he may be a good fit for a running mate? I only asked a very harmless
But
question.
why do you find it offensive, Professor Frepo Boateng?
Because
it
may be you attaching me to a political party. He's part of the MPP, and I only appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
so for future sake, kindly.
Okay, no problem. No,
thank you so much.
That's fine.
I
so what I'm saying is that in the near future, what we want to hear from somebody like Professor Frepo Boateng is that I voted for Dr. Bawumia in the 2028 elections. That's what we expect to hear from him 2029.
Maybe your reconciliation plan may include him, would it?
Of course. I'm not sure it's going to exclude anybody. It's going to be very comprehensive. Dr. Bawumia, whom I know, selfless, very humble. He is going to visit people's homes even at night.
You think he will do that?
He will do that. But it is also incumbent on any party member to also reach out, to reconcile with people. If you insulted me, if you insulted my wife, if you insulted my family, everything about me, why do you make it my responsibility for me to come to you and say, right, if you insulted me, I forgive, let's go. I'm doing that because of the larger interest of the party.
But in this context,
then what is your role?
In this context, who is the you?
No,
you can't say you've insulted me. I'm asking who is the you? I mean, quote unquote.
Oh, a lot of people insulted people.
Oh, so it's not just one person.
No. Certainly, it can't be one person. A lot of people insulted people, and so Dr. Bawumia will be reaching out. I would love to hear people saying that I've gone through my heart. I did this thing against you. I'm sorry. There's no better way of reconciling.
But if they don't, what happens?
The flag bearer will still make the moves.
Right.
Because he wants unity of the party. He wants us to go to the battlefield with a united front. But he cannot keep on spending resources on one person or two people to reconcile with them. Life goes on. The project must come alive. And so I'm also trying to entreat everybody that don't wait to be approached for reconciliation. Reconciliation is not one-way affair. It can be two-way. And so don't sit home and expect that, oh, I've heard Dr. Bawumia has gone to Hamile to go and then reconcile with somebody. So I'm also sitting at Axim waiting for him to come. You can also come into Accra or call him or send a message that, Doc, I did this thing against you. I think it's time for us to move on. That's the better way of doing things.
Have you seen the latest trend about what the NDC is saying?
About
that whoever that's the MPP, the NPP, like whoever the NDC brings forth as the flag bearer of the party, they will beat Dr. Bawumia any day, anytime.
Oh, of course. You don't expect them to say, oh, they're going to throw their hands in the air.
It seems to be easy to be beaten.
I see 2016 elections. History was made. A certain president was beaten to pulp when he went to the polls. President John Dramani Mahama lost by almost 1 million votes. It had never happened in the history of Ghana. In fact, days after that, his family bought front page space of Daily Graphic and told the whole world that analyzing the weight of the loss, they don't think that President Mahama will come back. Graphic front page. Days after his defeat. He came back 3 years later. Lost again with about 500,000 margin. Came back 4 years later. History has been made. He's won overwhelmingly. So if you want to sit somewhere and see Dr. Bawumia as canon for that, then you do so at your own peril. We are winning the 2028 elections. God willing.
Right. Now let's talk about you.
Gordon.
Now you as a journalist,
yes,
you want to be voted for as the communication director of the NPP.
Yeah.
First of all, why has the party decided to go to now make that position one that is supposed to be voted for? It used to be one that you just nominated, the person is there.
Yeah. It used to be an appointment.
Yes.
By the party leadership. We've had about 4 previous communication directors.
With the latest being Richard Ehangba.
Yes, he's the incumbent now. But when we went to University of Ghana somewhere in July,
right?
The proposed amendments, it was one of the proposed amendments that the position of the director of communications or communications director of the NPP should be an elected office. And that is the decision of the party. That is why we are going to contest for that position. And I've been with the system for some time. I'm a true blue party person. I'm a journalist, I'm a media person. And I think I have served enough. I think I'm well-groomed, well-prepared for the position. I understand the philosophy of the party. I've traveled the length and breadth of the party, and I think I deserve to be elected as communication director. I've consulted. I've been encouraged.
Who did you consult?
A lot of people.
Your elders?
Elders, the family, the party elders. Oh, some of them, of course. Some of them, a couple of them. Some even I didn't support during the presidential primaries, but I consulted them, and they said yes, I could contest. And then, in fact, when we went for the manifesto, what do you call it, the constitutional amendment at the University of Ghana, it was on that very day that when it was accepted, or the change was made, or the amendment, people came to me on the pitch of University of Ghana. Like, Gordon, Charlie, this is the time for you to take up this position. For me, initially, I thought it was something overwhelming, but upon consultation, I realized that I'm the best person for the position. That's why I'm contesting.
Interesting. But I know, I mean, from what we are hearing,
yes,
will not be contesting.
Yes, that's what I've been told. He hasn't really told me personally, but that's I'm hearing that he may want to contest, go for a higher position as one of the vice chairman of the party. That's what I'm hearing.
But have you spoken to him about your intention?
Well, we used to talk. We used to talk.
Used to?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's been a long time you spoke.
No, yes. For the past 2 months, we've been busy with the presidential primary. So, yeah, I may want to go to him probably next week. I'll be traveling tomorrow, so on my return. But I've spoken to him. I think 2-3 months ago, I spoke to him that I'll be contesting. And, of course, he's a senior brother. Yes, so what can he say?
What do you think the NPP as a party is lacking when it comes to its communications bureau?
Well, the last time that we went for an election, we lost overwhelmingly. 2024 elections. For me, per my assessment, there is no single president under the Fourth Republic who has performed better than Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
You don't say.
I'm saying it. No single president. I'm telling you, sector by sector.
Right.
Sector by sector, we can bring all the records. But there is more to such deliverables in terms of politics. There are some political decisions that you may take which will eventually affect you. And people will not even look at the deliverables and vote against you. One of the major setbacks was our communication. In fact, when Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah was the information minister, he said publicly that he, as the information minister, he even lacked information at times. He was looking for information from the various sectors, maybe raw data, and then put in a communicable thing and then just put it out. But he was
why were some of you denying the access to information? If truly you wanted to win elections, why were you struggling to get information?
So that's why I'm saying that if the information minister himself a journalist, one of the most fantastic communicators ever, he himself was struggling to get information, it meant that something had really gone amiss. And we have to correct it. Richard Ahyangba, fantastic communicator. If the information minister himself was struggling for information, how much more the director of communication for the party?
So what is your plan if elected?
I will tell the party people.
They want to hear.
No,
not
now.
You never know who's watching.
Don't worry.
It's what part of the reason why I came here. So let's try and.
So what it is that this is going to be a delegate election. Certain things you tell them indoors, not everything that you put out.
I want to make a very quiet.
Coded campaign. Yes, coded campaign. But one thing I want to say is that when you are the director of communications, communication is not all about you always on radio or TV explaining things. There's more to communication than that. You understand? Are you a journalist? Agenda setting is critical. Relationship with the media is critical. Now, when we assess the relationship between MPP and the media, it will be difficult for MPP to even get 40% mark. Yes, that's the truth. I'm a journalist. I'm in the field. I know what's happening. The relationship between MPP and then the media, I'm not sure we'll be able to cross the 40% mark. We need to get it done. If you talk to a lot of the media guys, they keep on saying that actually we were part of you, but the way you treated us, the way you treated us, the way you treated us.
The way you treated journalists.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Us. They say it all the time. My colleagues tell me all the time.
How do you think you treated journalists? I mean, so that people who don't know what you're talking about will understand. Fair idea.
One, something like information sharing. Okay, difficult to get scoops even from them. The person is a minister, government appointee. Give me this information to publicize it for you. No. I went to a certain minister, cabinet minister, somewhere June 2024. And I said, Minister, your ministry and 2 others can win the election for the MPP. But
you can share the ministry?
No, I don't want to say it. I've said it several times.
And you can equally say it here as well.
Oh, well, it was about the education ministry.
Right.
I went there, I saw Dr. Osei Aduchum, and then Kwesi Kwarteng.
Yes. The one who just contested for the presidential election.
Yes.
And Kwesi Kwarteng was supporter of Kennedy Japan.
Yes, I went there, and I went in the company of my other colleagues, Kwekudero and then Dasebe.
Right.
And then I said, your ministry, the education ministry, and 2 others can win the election for the party. But we are not hearing now from you. What is it? Then he himself said, oh yes, we have done everything. What is left? 3 things are left. And he enumerated them. The first one was communication. This is Dr. Osei Aduchum telling me. The first one, communication. Second one, communication. And the third one was communication. The minister himself told me this. About 6 months into the election. Unfortunately, nothing was done to correct this canker. And so that is why I'm saying that information sharing, a lot of journalists found it extremely difficult to access information. Even for free publicity, they were not getting it. For people to use airtime, precious airtime, to publicize our achievements, it was a bit of a difficulty. And so I think going forward, we need to deal with it. And if you look at the amended constitution, there's going to be communication committee, whereby even though we have the communication director, you report to the communication committee, where experts will be there for them to guide you, for you to do the operation thing. So I think the constitution seeks to cure some of this mischief.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
We are about wrapping up. Just about 2 minutes away. But before I let you go, I'm going to ask you just one question. And please, make the answer brief for me.
Okay.
It's a very simple question. They say they are changing, government says they are changing the, majority leader says there's been discussion about changing the name of Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. And what you make of it? You've heard some of this morning on Good Morning Ghana, Kwesi Pratt was saying the debate in Parliament has been reduced to tribalism, where Afinyo Makin said, why would they want to, take away the only monumental naming after an Ewe man away from him and rather take it back to Accra? If not, why don't they just end up naming everything in Accra after Accra? Everything in Accra, named after Accra.
Oh, no. That would be...
No, he was saying if you're looking at, I think he used the word. He said something about extensional, by extensional discussion, then how about you just end up naming everything after Accra?
So I think the majority leader made a certain statement that why don't we give it back to the people
land
who gave us the land? But for me, that is a ridiculous proposition.
You don't think Afinyo's own is ridiculous?
I also don't buy into that. National monument, we should find names of people who have served the country. I'm a Kotoko fan.
Love has to.
You do. I'm an Ashanti. Kumasi Sports Stadium, Baba Yara, is named after the Kumasi Sports Stadium. Nobody in Ashanti region opposed it. Because Baba Yara is our hero. So if we were to name things after people, after indigenous people, that would be wrong. Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Kwame Nkrumah is what? Is a Mamman. But Ken UST was named after him. We shouldn't trivialize some of these things. I've listened to debates year and over about why do we have to keep Kotoka's name. If we've come to that conclusion that we have to take it off, let us take it off, and then maybe get somebody's name. Don't we have people who have
who do you suggest?
I don't want to hazard that guess for now. Don't we have people who have sacrificed for the country?
I mean, since you are suggesting we name it after somebody, probably we also have a name in your head.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Efremamu, I'm wondering
International Airport.
I'm wondering which national monument that we've named after. Meanwhile, Efremamu has really done a lot for the country. So I mean, there are a lot of people who have done a lot for the country. So we should get somebody and name it after the person.
Thank you.
My
Thank you,
Gordon.
Right.
I'll be coming.
Thank you. I'll be coming. So Gordon Asare-Bediako is a journalist for a start, and also MPP Communication Director. Hopeful, when they go to the conference and his colleague delegates agree to give him a nod, he may become Director of Communications for the MPP. Thank you so much for watching us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. We've been live on DSTV channel 277 across all social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, Metro TV Ghana, on X, Instagram, Metro TV, also on TikTok. I am Bright Nana Kwesi Yamenin. Have a good afternoon and bye.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Get ready to splash into love this Valentine's season. Join the Campus Red Pool Party on Friday, 13th February 2026 at the Bayview Village, Atomic Junction. Rates is 60 cedis for singles and 100 Ghana cedis for couples. Time is 4 p.m. sharp. Come in your red bikinis for the ladies and red shorts for the gentlemen. Don't miss out on the fun, games and vibes. Campus Red Pool Party. Love is in the air.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor. From powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to School's Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550-090-702. School's Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. School's Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.